That's the one. Oh my goodness, that's taken some doing. Hi there. Now then, today it's blowing an absolute hoolie. There's no way I can get the external microphone thing set up because it exposes the camera to too much sand. So I'm really sorry, this is going to be very bad audio, but hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. I'm on a beach on the northeast of Scotland, and as you can probably see behind me, miles of beach. Let me turn you around to see the other side. Miles of beach out there. It's kind of not like Chesil Beach or anything where you've got anglers like every couple of rod lengths. I'm the only one here. I love it. Now, you'll probably hear Dee in the background. She's been running round and round in circles. I'll just put you a little bit of video in for that. It'll make you dizzy. Okay. So what are we doing out on the beach today? Well, I want to try and catch some flatfish. I've been out once before to try and get some flatties this year and I wasn't successful. So, as you can see, there's a fair bit of tide coming in and pretty good rollers. Now this could go two ways. It could be a good session, or I could find that we've got weed and stuff in here and I can't hold bottom. I keep having to look around where Dee is. She's just on a mission. I'll run you through the rig that I'm using because I'm just setting the one up for now to see how we get on. Have you had enough for a minute, eh? Nutcase. I have got two rods, they're identical. And they're both 13 foot, 4 to 8 ounce, 3-piece beach casters. And onto it, I've got the Trionics Gorilla reel multiplier and some 15-pound mono and a 50-pound shock leader. What I found on previous occasions is that if you use just a standard J hook, sometimes the flounder seem to like sit on your bait and swallow it quite deep. And I don't know about you folks, but I find that quite hard to get the hook out if it's swallowed it deep. If you can't see it down a small mouth and a flounder, then you've got to start operating with your forceps down through its gills and stuff. It's doable, but it's not really what I want for the fish at all. So with this, and hopefully you can see that, I've changed the hooks. Instead of having the J hook, I've got a small circle hook. I've not used this before, but I've read about it and I think it might help. It might just stop the fish taking the hook down too far, or if it does, it sort of comes back and we sort of catch it in the mouth, which is what I really want to do. So I'm going to try that out today. Just got a standard, I call them watch leads, but just standard lead. Somebody's interested in the bait box. And there you go, there's a filleting knife there. So what I've managed to get, local tackle shop, Summers Tackle in Aberdeen, had some fresh rag. So I bought that yesterday and hopefully that's okay. I've got some frozen mackerel fillets from 2021. They came out the domestic freezer. I don't know why we missed those. I'd have liked to eat them. Some frozen lug, frozen black lug, and down here I've also got some frozen squid. So that's our bait offering today. 4 different types of bait. So we do some mixing and matching and see how we get on with that. Let's just keep the lid on there. Keep naughty dogs out, eh? I've jammed my tripod into the sand so it doesn't fall over because the wind is sort of quite a lot on the rods. As I say, I'm not sure how the session's going to pan out. It may just be that we've got too much wind here today. Anyway, we're on the beach. Nobody else is here. We got some bait in there. We got a rod. Let's see about getting some fish. Let's see if the flounders want to come and play. That'd be ace. Now I've set up my box up here because I know from previous experience that this channel just in front of us, that Dee's going to go paddling in. The water comes up here and it fills that channel. The tide's on its way in, so I'll be working my way backwards. That's far too much blethering. Let's get some bait on and a line out and see what we can catch. So I'm going to start off with a bit of the ragworm. Put a couple of rag on, see how we get on with that. Do you reckon that's the best bait, Dee? That looks like the odd jellyfish here as well. So my first observation is that the wind is certainly putting a big bend in my monofilament. So hoping that I'll be able to register bites and things. I have to keep my eye on that. Now the other thing is about the weather. The weather, it's been absolutely garbage. Really garbage. I said in my mackerel video that I'd had a couple of boat trips cancelled. It's been hard to get the kayak out. Either the weather's been good for the kayak and I've been busy, or whatever. Just haven't been able to get out with the kayak. It's it blew all those easterlies when I was down in Cornwall as well. God, you just have to work with it, don't you? Otherwise you'd never get out. I even spotted a seal down here and I had a terrible time with seals. Seals, eh? God. Anyway, brilliant to be out, and it'd be nice if there's somebody else here. You get a feel for, is it worth fishing here? I've been here once before. Actually, I've been here a couple of times. And had flounder. I've been told that there are turbot here as well. Bit rare, but maybe we'll get a turbot. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Nice big turbot. Dream on, Phil. Dream on, mate. I might need to get my tripod closer to the water and have the tip further down towards the water, just to minimise the amount of line that's up there. You can tell I'm a novice at this, can't you? There'll be people out there screaming at their screens saying, hey, you can do it that way. I'll learn. See how we get on. So I thought I had a couple of taps on the rod end, so I'm busy winding in and seeing what's going on. I can't believe it because yeah, I can see some seaweed on the line. It was probably that, but we'll fetch this in. The first presumed bite was some seaweed. Cast out again. Dee's got a new game, which is try and get the lead as I've cast it out. She just ran straight into the surf. She's going to be absolutely worn out by the end of the day. Anyway, enough of Dee. This is a fishing video, not a dog video. So this wind is quite a challenge. It's hard to actually detect whether you've got a bite on there. The wind is really jiggling the end of the rod. I've lowered the angle a bit in the tripod, changed the way I've set the tripod up, so hopefully that means we've got a bit less wind resistance on the rod. Now I think the way the ratchet's going, we've got weed on the line again. No nodding going on the rod tip. There's quite a lot of current, I think. The waves are moving my lead along a little bit, which is good for flatties because you'll find out where they are, really, I suppose. Now the one thing I would recommend for beach fishing in general, warm clothing. I've also got a seal come to play. Bar humbug, I don't like seals. It's blooming fresh, I can tell you. So I'm going to try things a bit different. I'm going to put a gripper lead on. I've set you up on the tripod. You're down low because I'm trying to minimise the wind resistance on a little light tripod. So I want to make sure that you don't do a face plant and you don't end up down here with the camera. Okay? Monkey, what are you up to? might be able to hear the line stripping off the reel, and I think I can see a piece of seaweed on it over there. So I've got my gripper lead on and seaweed's still coming through. I'd really like to get just one flatty. I hate having a session when it's a blank. I enjoy fishing, but I do like to catch a fish, even if it's just one, small one. So you need to take a look at this. It's a fish batch. It's my sandwich for lunch. I think it's the closest thing we're going to get to a fish all day. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but there's plenty of weather coming in. The little lighthouse has almost disappeared, so I think we're in for a downpour any minute. If that's the case, I'm afraid the camera's got to go away for a bit. It's not like I'm taking you away from the fish action, is it? This is probably just seaweed on the line. I'm thinking really, yeah, probably just call it a day. There's so much seaweed. So I've got lots of seaweed again. I'm going to give it one last cast. The rain is just starting. I can feel it spitting. So you might get turned off in a minute. So here comes the rain, so I'm going to turn you off. I've given it one last cast. I think we're just going to get more weed. We'll get back to the van, and so we can't be too disappointed. It was a lovely beach, just not the right conditions today with that seaweed coming through and quite a surf. So I'll take note of that for next time and come back. I think it's well worth coming back and well worth having another go at it. So part 2 in a minute when I've got down the road, and we're going to have a look at that. Okay, next instalment. I'm back on the beach, a bit further south, a bit closer towards Aberdeen. The sea's not quite as bad today. I've not seen any weed coming in, so with a bit of luck we might actually get some flatfish. We're fishing an incoming tide, so should be good. Let's see how we get on. I think I did enough talk on the first part of the video, so I'm just going to restrict this to filming some fish if we get them. There's got to be some flounder here, really. That's the one. Oh my goodness, that's taken some doing. I'm so pleased with that. That is a really nice little flounder. And yeah, another small one, look, brilliant. They're coming now. So again, that's just on that tiny little circle hook. That's already off. That's brilliant because it really means that you don't have any deep hooked fish. You come in to have a look at it, eh? Yeah, just a small one, but brilliant. This was forecast for about 3 mile-an-hour winds, 3 to 5. It's coming in quite a lot really from the south. Really pleased with the way that circle hook just hooked those fish in the lip, because often they've been deep hooked in the past and it's been a struggle, but they just came straight off and great to put them back. I never really like taking flounder, there's not much meat on them, so the lugworm is working. That's another flounder. Again, that circle hook just got him straight in the corner of the mouth. Perfect. That's another one that can go back. Haha. The sea's coming in quite a bit, so it's hard to tell whether you got a bite or whether it's just the waves crashing on the line. So I'm not actually casting that far out. Just as well with the way Dee wants to actually catch the lead on the way out. I reckon the fish are getting smaller, but at least we're into fish. Just getting a few more. That's circle hook just in the lip there. Brilliant. So at least we're getting a few fish now. Let's get this one back. So I've had about half a dozen, 7, 8 fish, I think. Where the waves are breaking out there's a little bit of a bar, and I think the fish have come into this area now. So Dee's having a great time. She's digging holes and stuff. Crazy dog, that one. And so they keep coming. Brilliant! Our little flounder, yeah! Keep getting a few knocks on the rod, but I'm not sure I'm hooking into everything. So I hope you can hear me above the noise of the waves and stuff. That has been a really cracking session. I've really enjoyed that. I had some lovely flounders. One really nice big one to begin with, and then they've all been on the small side, but flounders, that's the main thing. I really struggled on the first occasion when I came out. That was hard work. I've had another couple of goes since, and I thought, well, today it's make or break. If we're going to get a video of flounders, this is what we need, some fish. So it's been good. Right, enjoyed it. Glad to have had you along. Dee's busy digging a hole, so tail wag from Dee, tight lines from me, and we'll see you in the next video. See ya.